Now, whenever we see, hear, or even read about politicians, it is easy for us to assume that their life revolves around one political rally to another, often shifting base from parliament to their homes. But theirs is a multifaceted life, and therefore from Kacheliba, we bring you the news personality that is Samuel Poghisio. It's mealtime at the Poghisio family home in Kacheliba.
They have a dream.
And this tech-savvy information and communications minister is teaching his daughter a thing or two about information and technology.
You don't just say, but you just have to come and pick the color you want. Okay? So let's go breathe.
It's a time of shared responsibility, and everybody has a role to play. Poghisio, being the father, is all too aware of this internal cog in the machine that is the family setup, and is keen to strike a balance between fun and duty.
You better finish what you do. Don't start this one.
He'd talk to us. He'd talk, and you'd get him. You'd just want to change from the way he talks to you. And that has really changed us.
I want to set the same example to my kids when I grow up. Being understanding, down to earth, simple life.
Okay,
Poghisio has always placed a particular importance on education, and quite rightly so. In 1982, he graduated from Makerere University. In 1987, he graduated from Daystar University with a Master's in Communication and Culture. In 1991, he graduated with yet another Master's in Theology from Wheaton College, Lincoln. Between 1993 and 1997, he was a lecturer at Daystar University, where he helped form the communications curriculum that has been built upon and is still used to date. He has been married for 24 years, and the 52-year-old is a father of 5.
He went to US. He left me behind when I was expecting her, Joanne. And I had to stay behind for 1 year until I had the baby. So it was tough, but I think by God's grace, he really helped me. Yeah.
Poghisio says he was expelled from KANU for being too radical, often going against the curve. He says he was uncomfortable with the way the regime ran the affairs of the country, and this did not sit well with them. When not at home, Poghisio is on a Meet the People tour in his constituency. He prefers to walk and live amongst them, careful not to alienate himself from the people.
The Pokot are particularly conservative. They will listen to you if you can catch their attention, if you can get their attention. And they don't just give it to you. You have to earn it. And it took me a long time. I had to learn the culture. I had to basically study the culture, literally do interviews with them. I had actually to write about this culture, and I have done that. So I have studied the culture enough to be able to know when I'm addressing myself to elders, when I'm addressing myself to the ladies, when I'm addressing myself to the youth. I know exactly what appeals to them.
Thus, he is always freely mingling with the Pokot, the people he represents in Parliament, and they freely mingle with him too, evident by this slight interruption of our interview.
I have to come back and moderate that. So it's my duty, basically. Careful, that guy is away. Yeah.
But according to him, this is the bond that has seen him re-elected, serving 4 5-year terms as Member of Parliament for Kacheliba. And one may wonder what goes on in the mind of a politician before addressing a gathering.
You know, how controversial the issue is and how do you handle that controversy. The issue of land, for example, is very, very controversial. And you need to know exactly how to address yourself to it.
When not at home and not addressing his constituents, he is in church. Religion, he says, plays a key role in his life. When he needs to relax, he drives to Kitale Club, about an hour's drive from his home.
It's a great, great game. I discovered golf very late. Because it's a game that causes you to walk long distances. and you're always striking, putting your head down, thinking where to go, designing your game hole by hole. And so it's very challenging, but the best part of it is the company you keep. You get to know many people.
I asked him whether it is here on the golf course that he made the decision to switch political allegiance from ODM to ODMK.
If I don't feel that that place is going to be good for me or for my people, I represent a people, a constituency, and I know. So apart from the leadership of ODMK at the time, which is the vice president now, being a friend of mine and many people that we went with, I believe that I had a hard task to explain to people that we are not going to go to ODM because everybody in Rift Valley is going to ODM. We are going to go to ODM Kenya.
With over 20 years of experience, Samuel Poghisio has different views about politics and the new crop of politicians.
They speak and don't listen. They know more than others do know. And I think that that's one thing that's lacking in political lives. But if you play golf, it teaches you to slow down on yourself and listen more to other people.
That's coming up from here.
Sometimes to be sitting down, sometimes to be basically on your knees crawling to see where you're going. It's an up and down thing. I started the downs very early in my life, and so I can only say that I'm now on the upsurge. I'm climbing out of the low because I went to the low early. I began when I first began, and so it's just the steep now I'm climbing out of. It's been steady, and I think that is true.
After a refreshing game of golf that usually lasts several hours, Poghisio is ready to go back to Kacheliba to be with his family. By this second day with Poghisio, we have established that he is a family man and a golfer, but this legislator dons more than one pair of shoes. As we discover the following morning, Poghisio says a brisk walk often starts his day.
So dry here. Very dry.
When not engaging in the battle of wits and words in Parliament, Poghisio is at his farm in Kacheliba.
My clan, you can see the clan ears, the way they are done. When you are keeping the traditional cows, you just keep them.
He prefers to be here, tucked away from the hustle and tussle that is the city life, and it is here that he connects with his roots.
What they have told us is that if you want to develop the clean breed of merino, you have to build a pen like this. They sleep upstairs. They don't sleep in this. So this is where the goats can stay, and up here in this pen, that's where the sheep will stay, so they don't get dirty.
In the West Pokot area, cattle rearing is a major economic activity. This farmer is going the extra mile to ensure that his source of livelihood is well protected, and Poghisio says with education, the vice of cattle rustling will soon be a thing of the past in his constituency. Yet the soft-spoken Poghisio has been known to ruffle feathers. During the referendum, he chose the red cap as the one that fits him, and he has no regrets.
And I would still be strongly on the no side. Again, it's because it's conscience and principle. You know, of course, now it is all in retrospect because the Constitution has been passed, and it is now a good Constitution because we've passed it. It is a good Constitution now because I have already taken an oath to be faithful to that Constitution.
Poghisio takes pride in being a man who makes decisions and sticks by them. However, he says he's often misinterpreted and even misquoted. And thus, when I asked him about the infamous media bill, he cleared the air whilst alluding to plans in the future.
So we have, in my ministry, taken it upon ourselves to make sure that the media is independent, the media is free, and to add to that, we're going to bring the Freedom of Information Act, which again is just awaiting the final stages for it to be tabled before Cabinet.
Samuel Poghisio has seemingly weathered many political storms. However, he has his own political aspirations. If his demeanor is anything to go by, it seems that this country has not heard the last of Samuel Poghisio. It seems he's taking careful and calculated steps towards his future. For Newsmakers, I am Willis Raburu.